So being a virtual assistant, as you know, brings many, many freedoms. You have the freedom to set your own hours. You have the freedom to pretty much run your business exactly how you want to. But with those freedoms can also kind of feel like a prison sometimes. And here's what I'm going to be talking to you about today, is the prison in your business you create for yourself. I'm not talking about your clients here. I'm talking about you. And when it's time to set up a boundary in your business with yourself.
I'm Lisa Baldwin, and I started my VA business with a laptop and an idea. Now I'm going to teach you to do the same.
Welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to talk about determining when it is time to set up a boundary with yourself in your business. And honestly, you guys, I want to tell you how this came about. This came about from my own personal experience within the past week. Now, a couple of weeks ago, I posted a video about setting boundaries with your clients, and that is very, very important. But what I discovered is not only do I need to set a boundary with my clients, but I was also needing to set a boundary with myself. Let me explain to you what that looks like, and then I'm going to tell you what I did. So if you are ever in the same or similar situation, you can implement the same thing and hopefully have the same positive results that I did. So let's get right into it. So what I was finding is that my phone was starting to ding like crazy. And for some people, that's really normal. For me, it's really not. My phone is pretty quiet, not during business hours. During business hours, my phone is very, very busy. A lot of times I have to plug it in to charge it throughout the day because I get text messages, video messages, Facebook Messenger messages, phone calls. My phone is very busy during working hours, and I'm fine with that. But what I was finding is that emails were coming in after hours. I was getting messages on Facebook. I was getting video messages after hours. And I was becoming extremely frustrated. And so I went back to, okay, do I need to set a boundary with my clients? Have I not set a good enough boundary with my clients? And I evaluated that, and I really think I had. I was really comfortable with the boundaries I had established with my clients. But then I really sat and thought about what was going on. I was getting, for instance, emails from my clients at 8 o'clock at night. And I was seeing that email, and I was instantly thinking, why is my client emailing me at this time of day? Why are they emailing me this time of day? And then I sat there and thought about it. And I thought, you know what, Lisa? They're emailing me at 8 o'clock at night or whatever time of night it is because whatever they need me to do is on their mind, or they're in the office right now working and they're sending that to me. What wasn't clicking for me at first was that my client is not expecting me to do that task at 8 o'clock at night. They're not sending this email to me thinking, oh, well, I hope Lisa gets this done in the next half hour. No, they were expecting it to be done the next day or the next 2 days or whatever their timeline was, right? And the same thing for video messages that were coming through. A client would video message me at 6 o'clock after I was eating supper or whatever. Supper, I live in the Midwest, we call it supper. You might call it dinner. But they were messaging me nonetheless. And I was like, don't they know I'm not working anymore? And what I had to sit and do is I had to evaluate that was a boundary I needed to place with myself. Because like I said, my client was not expecting me to get that task done right then. They were sending me that information because it was on their mind. So then what I decided I needed to do is I needed to set a boundary with myself. I had to decide that after a certain time, I don't check my email anymore. Because it was causing me anxiety, because even though my client didn't expect to get that done, I have this thing in me where I need to get this written down so I don't forget, or I need to get to this task right away. Like, I was putting that pressure on myself. My clients weren't doing that to me. I was doing that to myself. So here's what I did. And it was tough, you guys. It was tough. And I'm still like slowly working through the process, and it's still difficult. But what I've been doing is, after a certain time, it's usually actually when I'm done working for the day, when I close my laptop, when I close my office door, I don't check my email anymore. Like, I have to make a conscious choice not to log into my phone and not to check my email. Same thing with social media. I might log into Facebook or I might log onto Instagram, but I have to make a conscious effort to just look at my personal page and my personal feed, not to click on groups or not to click on business pages. And you guys, it's tough. For me, it is a challenge. Same thing with video messages. If I see one come through, I don't look at it. And that was tough for me. So I actually went, and there was like a do not disturb feature, and I literally just like shut off the notifications. That's what I had to do. And this might not be a problem for you. It might be really easy for you to shut your office door and walk away. But for me, it was really, really difficult. On my video messaging, I turned on the do not disturb function. I did the do not disturb function on my phone as a whole. I turned that on earlier in the evening. And then I also just made a conscious effort to only check my personal information on Facebook. That was probably the most difficult. But I wanted to just share that with you today in case you are struggling with the same problem. And if you're getting frustrated with your clients, I want you to just sit and kind of evaluate the situation and see, is it a boundary problem with your client or is it a boundary problem with yourself? My clients were messaging me because that was the time of day when that information was on their mind, or that was maybe when they were in the office. My clients never had the expectation of me to do those things at 7, 8, 9 o'clock at night. I put that expectation on myself, and that's when I knew I needed to create the boundary with myself. I hope you'll kind of take what I said, think about it, evaluate your situation, and see if any of that can be implemented for you. If you found this video helpful, or really any of my videos helpful, please subscribe and ring the bell. I am here every Tuesday at 10 a.m. Central Time to provide you with tips and tricks to help you grow or start your very own VA business. As I mentioned earlier in this video, and I will link it in the description below, a couple of weeks ago, I created a video about creating boundaries with your clients. So you may want to go take a look at that too if you haven't watched that, because you may need to create some boundaries in that area as well. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I cannot wait to see you in the next one.